Hello, Cherries. Good morning and happy Labor Day to you. Welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, special Monday, Labor Day, episode 192. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 pentatonic scale patterns and matching chord shapes. Now, this is really cool. And these matching chord shapes, they're the CAGED system. And I just wanted to say it differently today. So, this is really cool. Let me give you a little example here of what we're going to do here today. So I got like a little loop of a G chord right here. And if you want any of these graphics that I'm going to show you a little bit later, just email me at info@jerrycherry and I'll send them right over to you. So I got a little loop of a G chord. A little delay. It's going to run through 5 shapes, major pentatonic, G major pentatonic. Shape 1. There you go. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Thank you very much. So let me go over here to this other camera right here and show you what we're talking about here with some of these graphs. Now, first of all, where does the pentatonic scale come from? Well, it comes from a scale, and we're in the key of G today, so we're talking about G major scale. So G major scale is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And up an octave. But the pentatonic scale is only 5 of those notes. So we're going to eliminate the 4th and the 7th. So we have just the G, A, B, skip right to the D, which is the 5th, and the E, which is the 6th. Then we start again on G. And that's where it comes from right there. So if we have our first position right here, and it's the G major pentatonic, shape 1, which looks like this. Oops. Now we want to keep the fingerings correct for this. As you'll see that your second finger, fourth finger, first finger, fourth, first, fourth, first, third, second. And you don't have to, but it's really good because it strengthens all your fingers and it gives you good technique, and you'll play riffs in those positions as well. So it's good to just understand these fingerings because they're really, really helpful. And I talk a lot about the CAGED system on this channel because I think it's really important. But these CAGED system chord shapes, they match each other here. So that's the whole premise of this video here, is to take this shape and then match it to a shape that a chord that you play. So here's a bar chord, G. So it's really the E shape, because here's an E chord, right? And here's the E shape. It's the same thing. You're just taking the E, you're just moving it up, the G. And it fits perfectly here. Check it out, because you have the chord, and here's the shape. Now it's good to visualize the chord shape as you're playing the scale. Because I could see the whole chord here, right? And so it's pretty cool. So you could see the root, the third of the chord. You could see this fifth right here of the chord, the root, the third, the octave, the root, the fifth, third. It's part of the pentatonic scale. Pretty cool there. And let's see. So yeah, don't get confused with this either, because I'm calling this shape 1. A lot of times, with the minor pentatonic, which the relative to this would be E minor, the shape 1 is like this. It's like, it'll be normally shape 1, but that's shape 1 of the minor pentatonic. Shape 1 of the major pentatonic is more like this. That's actually shape 5 of because it's 1 behind it. So, it really, that doesn't really even matter as well. You just got to know the fingerings. The numbers of the patterns and the numbers of the chord shapes really, they don't really matter. What matters is just getting them and understanding them. So, yeah, so it's a shape 1, and it's a really cool shape to know this pentatonic scale. You could do all kinds of cool stuff in there. Inside this chord. Don't you have to really change any of your hand position. Pretty cool stuff. So let's go over to the second shape. But first, I want to say hello to Clarence. How's it going? Where are you watching from? Give you a round of applause. We're going to get to the second shape. It's Labor Day. We're playing guitar. We're laboring over the guitar today on Labor Day. What else are we going to do? Go out, enjoy the beautiful weather? No. I'm drinking some delicious coffee here that some Italian espresso beans, my favorite kind that I get at from the Puerto Rican import company on Bleecker Street here in New York. Actually, that's in Greenwich Village. I'm in Brooklyn, right by Prospect Park. From Texas. All right. Very cool. I love going to Texas. Spent lots of times in all around Texas. Was in Dallas just a few months ago. That was cool. Finny, what's up? Give you a round of applause. Clarence watching from Texas. You know, I do have some exes in Texas. No, I'm serious. I'm not just joking with that. Finny, what's up? All right, so let's go over here to the second shape right here. And, you know, it's more important also to just find a shape. There's 5 shapes. Most people know the you know, for G, most people will play the 5th position in G, which is the minor first position. It's like, you know, over this thing right here, you would play like a, that's a very common position. So just find one of the 5, work on that. But it's good to know all 5 because that'll get you all around the neck. A lot better. Finny, would there be a blue note in that G major? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's really cool to kind of add the minor in there as well. And, you know, we'll get into some of that in a little bit for sure. Let me run through these patterns and then we'll see how we could kind of ruin them a little bit as we go along, right? Like for instance, real quick in this last pattern that we did, right here in the first shape. You know, it's good to know. You know, a lot of times we talk about taking the minor pentatonics and adding the major, and you know, to make it, you know, play over a dominant chord and play, making it a little bit bluesier. But you do the same thing over the major shape here. You just add the minor note in there. So if you're going to play something like, you know, if you're playing the first position, G major pentatonic, if you played the root, second, third, add that minor note in there. And even on the lower octave. Now you're getting into like a hybrid scale going right there. So that's, you know, moving down the line a little bit. But for now, really just the major pentatonic is really important to know, to get this first. And also you could add the flat 5 in there too, and that's really another blue note that you'd be able to play. Whereas, you know, it would be, actually the flat 5 is the, that blue note is kind of like the minor note in a minor pentatonic. Right there, like in E minor pentatonic. The 5 right there is the minor of G right there. So pretty interesting stuff there. So if we go to the second shape, we'd start on the 5th fret. It's like that. So that's basically, it's the same exact scale, but starting on the second position of the G minor pentatonic. Jeffrey Boyle. Very, very cool. See you. Give you a round of applause. So this scale position actually fits the next shape of the G major chord. Because we played the G shape here, which was an E shape, G. Well, going up here, you have a D shape, just like this right here. Just like here's a D down here. Right up there, I'll show you a closer look. The first one was a E shape, G. Now the second one is a D, so you take this D, move it all the way up to the G. This is like the lower extension of it. Just like if you were playing a D here with a low third. The same thing here. It's hard to really fret this whole thing like that. And that scale matches perfectly. It's right here, position, pattern 2, which is just like this. Here's the chord. Blend the two. It's really cool as well. So that's the D shape, how it fits pattern 2. And if you want any of these graphs, I'll put together a PDF of all of them put together, make some sense of it. Just email me info@Cherry. I'll shoot that over to you. So here's the fingerings. Once again, it's good to just practice and be disciplined with these fingerings because they'll strengthen all your fingers, and it's just it's a good technique to get under your hands here. So, you know, practice to a loop like I have here in G. And just mess around in this position. Added the blue note in there. Now focus on the root note. Visualize where, excuse me, you know, when you're playing this position, picture the chord in there. So I could see where all the target notes and all the chord tones are, and where the roots are, most importantly. Here's the root. Here's the third. So, fifth. Hello, Bobby. Give you a round of applause. Hope you're having a great Labor Day. Good to see you. Sounds like Country Dylan. All right. Sounds good to me, Country Dylan. Not really that familiar with too much Country Dylan. I mean, most of his music sounds kind of country to me anyway. Maybe there was an era that I'm missing. I was never really big into Bob Dylan, anywho, but love him. Love everything that I've ever heard from him. So that's my problem, not his. What else would you rather be doing than sitting here playing guitar, hanging out, having some fun? You like the color of the Strat? Inca Cal 71. You know what? I actually did. I shined it up a little bit today before this live. I just took the polish and just gave it a quick wipe down because I did a gig and I didn't really clean off the sweat from it. I've been in the studio actually all week, so I haven't really been playing this. I've been playing the acoustic, getting some foundation tracks on this new song. Actually, it's an old song that I wrote that I'm in the studio, this amazing studio called Parcheesi Studios in Huntington, Long Island, with a great producer, and I'm doing this song that I wrote years ago, and it's going to be done soon. It's might be the best sounding song I've ever recorded. So anyway, I've got a rampant there, and a ramp, actually a rant. So, but anyway, yeah, you like the color? This is actually candy apple, which doesn't really kind of go with the cherry. I mean, I was on tour and they had a backline backup Strat that was actually cherry red, and I was like, wow, that is cool. It's more suiting, but you know, this is mine, and I love this guitar. I'm really, really, and the longer I have it, the more I fall in love with it. Like a good relationship, right? So playing along with you, then chilling in the pool. All right, very cool. Sounds great. So, all right. So let's see. Let's go back over to here, and we'll try the next shape. The third one. Well, there's only 5, but here's 3. Here's a cool shape. It's the 3rd position of here, and starts on the 10th frets. Right here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the C shape. You probably know this one. And it fits right in there with the C shape, which, if you don't know the C shape, well, here's the C chord, right? Just take this. I set my intonation recently by myself, and so if I'm out of tune, it's because I can't set intonation very well. No, it's actually doing pretty good. So you take this C chord and you go all the way up to the G. Not F, G. So it's the same shape. It's the C shape, but all the way up on G. Now it's a G chord. Now this fits perfectly with this 3rd pattern here. I'm going to call the scale the patterns, so we don't mix up the shape and pattern, which is really the same thing as the shape. But this pattern right here goes like this. Once again, it's good to remember to picture as you're playing this position. I keep messing up on this part. Picture the chord. So you know when you're playing this, there's the root, there's the 3rd, there's the 5th. There's the root again. The 3rd, the 5th. you can see, I'm not that familiar with this position, but that's what we practice. So if we hit the loop, you can play inside here. Here's the root note. That's a very famous lick right here in this position. Pretty cool shape. I dig this one. Lots of really cool stuff within this C chord shape thing right here. Like really cool. And I love that. One of the most common things that a lot of people do in this shape is they take this over a major chord, this G. They're able to go taking the second, bending it up to a third. And then hitting the fifth. A lot of that in the Patience solo from Guns N' Roses. Yeah. An arpeggio. All right. Any questions about any of this stuff, please let me know. We got 2 more shapes to do. It'll probably be a quick one. We're having some fun here today. Having some coffee, some Italian espresso made with my Chemex pour over that I love. What are you guys drinking out there today? And if it's coffee, did you make it yourself? What kind of machine do you have? I have all kinds of coffee things. I have an Italian percolator, but I don't use it anymore because it doesn't fit on my grating. My what do they call it? It's the grate that goes on top of the stove. It would fall right in the middle of it because it's not wide enough. Terrible design. And my gas range grate Say that 3 times real fast. My gas range great. Gas range great. Gas range great. All right. So let's go back over to here. Close this one out. This shape. Put on this one, the 4th one. This is a really cool shape here too. Inca. I used to drink hot coffee at home, but now I'm doing cold brew. Yeah. Oh, I love me some cold brew, especially in the summertime. I get the cold brew with the sweet cold foam on the top, and it's just amazing. That's just no sugar, no extra stuff, because that cold foam obviously is sweet and probably horrible for you, and it just drips right into it. So you get this black cold brew coffee, then they put the sweet cold foam on the top, and if they, it's I won't mention any names, but SBs, and then what happens is it starts to slowly melt into the cold brew. You see that the white cold foam just dripping into there, and that's like the perfect time. You know, you wait till it settles in, and then you have a really great, nice tasting cold brew coffee. Mardi Gras coffee. Ooh. What is that? Mardi Gras coffee. Sounds like there's some Irish coffee going on there, some liquor going on there too. That's a coffee. What do they call that? The Irish coffee? There's another name for it. What do they call that? You put some coffee, some liquor in your coffee. There's a word for that. I don't remember what that's called. So this next shape right here, 4th pentatonic shape, and starts again on the 10th fret. Easy way to remember like where the fret numbers are. You know, the dots match up right here with the the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, halfway through. So those dots are very helpful for that, remembering where you are in there. So if I was to say, well, 10, well, I would know. Sometimes my eyes won't go directly to 10, even though I've been playing for a million years. I can't find 10 right away. Or not even 10. 10's easy, but like 9 or whatever, I'll forget where that is. But I'll just look, here's 12, just go down 2 right there. Or 5, here's 7. You know, it's a way to quickly remember where they are. I'm late. Shoot. That's all right, Billy Bully. We're having some fun here. So it's the 10th fret right here. And it's like, this is a really fun one. It's really symmetrical, this position right here. Because it's like you got two strings that are just a whole step apart. Then you got 2 that are like this. It's the only pattern of the pentatonic that's symmetrical like that. All the rest of them are unsymmetrical. So you got 2 here, 3 frets apart here, and then 2 again. So that's symmetrical to me. So you do cool stuff in there, like, you know, just when I see symmetrical stuff, I play like stupid stuff like. Makes no sense really. I play a chord here. Let's like this G. That's a nice 13th chord. It's all because I'm playing it in that shape. Here's the root, the 3rd, the 6th, or the 13. That sounds a little like a little gypsy sounding. That's pretty cool. I like it. Is this shape movable? It would be movable, But I think going into just the way you would move it to do like a modal thing, you'd be able to move these shapes. Yeah, all these shapes are movable. I mean, movable in the sense that you could play them in any key. Absolutely. I mean, these are the 5 shapes that you could play over any key. We're just choosing G. Right here. So here's the G right here. And it fits this chord, the A shape right here. So if you have an A right there, they go into a different key. That's right. But what's interesting is you could actually play those same shapes in the same key. You would just get a different modal sound, which is really crazy. I do something similar to that in my last video I did last week. I took the pentatonic and I played 3 of the same shape in the same key, and it gives you a different modal sound right there. So you can do the same thing in major. You can take any of these shapes and play them in a few different positions. So here is an A chord, right? So you take this, just slide it all the way up. Now you have a G. It's the same shape, but it's an A shape G. And here's the pattern that goes with it. So if you're playing an A somewhere up here, you want to just kind of noodle around, you know where the scale is. Love that. Awesome, Clarence. You enjoyed that one last week. Yeah, that was definitely out there a little bit, but really useful one for sure. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed that. And so there's one more shape here that we could look at, and it's the most familiar one. It's shape 5, which I spoke about earlier, that it's the same shape as shape 1 if you're playing minor. That sounds like a song. I won't play it exactly because I'll get a copyright claim. Whenever something sounds too much like something else, somebody jumps on it and says, "No, that's mine. You can't do that." But this actually is something. You can copyright the pentatonic scale, right? I don't know. So look, it fits the G chord shape too. Here's the G chord. Everyone knows and loves this G chord. If you take this shape, this G, actually this G, it's a G shape over a G chord. I think I was playing it up here though. Or down here. Really doesn't matter. It's both just up an octave. So we'll do it down here. In this case, it's up here on the 15th fret. It's hard to really fret that whole chord way up here. But then you have that scale. If you had this loop going on, doing that lately today. I never do it, but today I'm doing it. Usually bend up to the major third. Now I'm playing the minor and the major. So I'm looking at it, this chord, this position, and I'm singing the G chord as I'm playing. Fifth. The fifth right here, the root. Going off the rails a little bit, playing some silly stuff. I think I was somewhere over the rainbow with that. So that's a good shape as well. I mean, that's the main shape that most people know and love right there. The shape 5, which is kind of like shape 1 of the minor pentatonic. So hopefully you enjoyed all this stuff. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, all this stuff. Now, what's really cool about this is that you could take all 5 positions right here. Like if you were to play this first position. Oops. If you started on the E note, instead you'd have the E minor pentatonic scale. Started on the E. So for instance, check this out. We'll do this real quick. Let's build just this minor loop. So if I take this, I'll save this. To a new setting right here. A little quick tip on my looper. I love this looper too, the RC5 that I have. So check this out. So we have a loop right here. I'm going to delete what I have on it. Ready? I'll delete that loop, keep the drums. I'll just put an E minor chord. Check it out. So here's the drums. Check it out. 3. What am I sounding? 1, 2, 3, 4. Save that, now you have minor. So we could play this position. It would really be the second position of the minor. We play starting on the E note. It's like, difficult. And you take it up to the next one where take it up to here. If you're playing the G position right here, like we did before in the G shape, do the same thing. And you have the E minor. It's the same fingerings as the G major here. Let's start on the E. If you took the next one, the C-shaped G, or this right here, you have A-shaped G. What's that? Eddie Van Halen said if you hit a wrong note, do it again, so people think you meant to do it. Back to G. Pretty cool. Well, just gave you a little bonus thing there at the end where the E minor is the same exact thing as the G major shapes all over the place. So you're emphasizing the E instead of the G. So any questions about this, let me know. I missed a bunch of things over here. Inca was a super chat, $5. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. I just noticed that. It's very cool. I don't get very many super chats on here. Sometimes I forget that I even have that function on there. Very cool. So this is my least used shape. I use it as a transition to the next shape. Sorry, I missed that. I forgot which one you were talking about right there. Which shape you least use. As a matter of fact, I don't really use many of these shapes at all myself, to be honest with you. But it's good. They're good to know, and they're good to practice. Obviously, I should be practicing them more and more, just like you out there, if you need to practice them. And but they're really cool. I mean, you tend to play different licks using these different positions, and it teaches you the entire fretboard. So it's really, really useful. The A major shape. Right, so up here, the shape up here. But actually, I do use this one a lot. When you break out of this and you mix up the two, like you use the G shape and the A shape, you do stuff like, which is cool. When you're doing more of a horizontal. I just went through 3 different shapes right here. The A shape, into the G shape, into the E shape. Cool. Love CAGED. Yeah, it's great. Been studying a bunch of CAGED stuff. I really kind of just learned it. I mean, I didn't really dive too deep into the CAGED system till recent, maybe the last couple of years. I knew visually what it was, but I didn't put a name to it. I knew there were shapes. I knew that I was seeing the same shapes everywhere, but I didn't really do like a deep dive into it. There's so much to really learn about that and to kind of try to master. So it's cool. And yes, the root notes, that's the most used spot, is on the A into the G shape. Yeah, really cool. I love this area. And I love this lick right here, if you know, in the G shape major, when on this G shape, doing stuff like this. It's real easy. You just kind of usually just do that on the top 2 strings. I usually do this licker. Into that position. And I always do that one over the D shape. And over the C shape, you always do this lick. Then you can do something like this. Like a bluesy tail. You can do stuff like this. Really, really cool stuff. So any questions about this stuff, let me know. Thanks for spending some of your Labor Day here with me. I really, really appreciate it. I think I went through a lot of this stuff right here that I wanted to go through. Like I was saying, if you want these graphs, just let me know and I'll send you a PDF of them. Info at jerrycherry.com, and just say hello. You want the graphs, and I'll send them right over to you. So thanks for spending some time. Clarence, thank you for sharing all of your knowledge with us on this Monday, Labor Day, and presenting another awesome lesson. I've been inspired all over again, and learned a lot. Well, that's really, really cool of you. Thank you for sharing that is basically all of my knowledge. I don't know any more than that. But really cool. I don't really know. I know a bit about music, but there's so many other people out there just know so much more and that are so much better. But you can't let that stop you. You just got to do what you do. And I think I know enough. If all you got to do is know a little bit more than someone else to help somebody, right? So if that's the case, then I would like to share what I know. And I love talking about this stuff. I love playing it. And it inspires me too to continue to grow. And I'm a lifelong learner in this stuff. I think it's an endless journey of playing guitar and music. It's never ending, and it's so inspiring. I never slowed down. When I started playing when I was a kid, I always knew that it wasn't just a phase. It was something I never thought about not doing. When you're a kid and you're like, oh, I want some ice skates, because your friends had ice skates and you wanted to be an ice skater. And your parents are like, yeah, how long is that going to last? Well, and they were right about that. But with the guitar, it was never, I want a guitar, and then I'm just going to forget about it and put it in the closet. It was always the most important thing. Having said that, I should be a lot better then, right? But anyway, it's really important. It still is, and it will be forever, for eternity, right? So now I understand the first solo of Sultans of Swing follows chords we reviewed today. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to learn solos too. And the Sultans of Swing, all those little riffs that Mark Knopfler does in there, they're all really within the chord shapes that, so study that. When you learn a lick from him, try to figure out what chord shape that's in. That'd be really helpful, because then you could apply it to your own vocabulary. It becomes second nature to you. So that's really cool. Glad you picked up on that one, Finney. So thank you very much, Finney and Clarence and Inca. Thanks for the super chat. That's very, very, very cool of you. Billy Bully, very, very cool. Hanging out with me here today. I really, really appreciate it. And Bobby, you're the best. Jeffrey Boyle. So thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing one. Love you guys for hanging out with me a little bit here today. I'll see you next Sunday. I'll be back on a normal Sunday schedule for little bits. And if you have any ideas for future lessons, what you want to talk about guitar-wise, hopefully I can help you with that. Let me know in the comments section, or email me info@cherrycherry if you have some ideas I should go through. Really appreciate it. Hopefully this helps you. And remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. If you want to see a video that I did on the 5 pentatonic shapes, 5 pentatonic scales, I'll put that up here, and we will get to that one. And Inca, triad's always fun. Yeah, I need another triad video. The last one I did wasn't too great. So we'll do it again. Thank you guys. Love yous. Have a great Labor Day. I'll see you next time. Peace.